Call to order. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the order of the regular meeting of Board of Trustees of Marysville Joint Unified School District on this Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. It is 6:30 p.m. Roll call. Mr. Seth Steeman, Chong Yang, Mr. Oliver Taylor, Mr. Frank Crawford, Mr. Gary Criddle, Mr. Stephen Fuhrer, and Mr. Doug Criddle here. 1.2 closed session public comment pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.3. Members of the public shall be given the opportunity to address the board on a closed session agenda items before the board considers them. Do we have any public comments tonight? We do not. Well, in that case, we will now recess the closed session and will return approximately at 6:30 p.m. Welcome back. We will now reconvene to open session. The time is now 6:30 p.m. Pledge of Allegiance, Seth Steeman, Vice President of the Board.
Please stand for the pledge. Salute, pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Announcements taken of action taken in closed session. In closed session, a vote of 7-0. The board approved resolution 2025-26/12, authorizing the release of temporary certificated employee. And then also on expulsions, EH 2526-12, 7-0 unanimous vote to approve. On stipulated expulsions, EH 2526-17, a 7-0 vote of unanimous to approve was also taken. Suspended expulsion contracts, EH 2526-14 and EH 2526-16, a unanimous vote of 7-0 was also approved for that. On reinstatements, EH 2324-58 was a 7-0 unanimous vote to approve. And continuance requests of EH 2526-23 was also approved by a 7-0 vote. Comments from board members. Mr. Fuhrer. Okay, Mr. Yang. Mr. Taylor. Mr. Steeman. Mr. Criddle. Mr. Crawford.
Wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, board. Now we'll hear comments from school site representatives. First up is North-South Lyndhurst.
Good evening, board members and cabinet. My name is Kane Thomas and I represent North-South Lyndhurst High School. I would like to share some of the great things that happen on our school campus during the month of October. We had a Halloween-themed Spirit Week. Students and staff really got into the theme, dress-up days, and showed great school spirit. Some of our seniors also had the opportunity to visit Chico State on a field trip to tour the campus, learn more about college life, and get a better idea of what life after high school might look like. We also hosted Career Day on campus. Guest speakers from different careers came to share about their jobs and the education or training it takes to get there. It was really helpful to hear about so many different career options and what steps we can take to reach them. Our annual Halloween movie night was a success. We held our awards assembly to honor our hardworking students from quarter one achievements. Students were recognized for their attendance, academics, and community service. Finally, a few of our students helped deliver pumpkins to Covalt Elementary School for 2 kindergarten classes. We also painted and delivered pumpkins to Maribel's Senior Living for their trunk or treat event. Overall, October was a busy and exciting month filled with learning, school spirit, and community involvement. Thank you for the opportunity to share our school activities with you.
Thank you. Now we'll hear from Lyndhurst High School.
Good evening, MJUSD board members, families, and community members. I'm Evelyn Cupster, the Lyndhurst ASB president. I'm going to be sharing some updates from our school. For FFA, we recently held our first local opening and closing ceremonies contest. We had a total of 24 members compete. We had held several lunchtime activities, including our pumpkin painting activity, turkey activity, and FFA business meetings. Recently, we had an informational meeting for students and families interested in raising market turkeys for the 2026 Yuba Sutter Fair. Tomorrow, we will have 4 teams competing in the Sierra Buttes FFA section opening and closing ceremonies contest at River Valley High School. In our Blazer Support Center, we have continued to offer and give support to students and families at Lyndhurst, offering on-site therapy through Peachtree Clinic with Clarissa Burwell, emotional regulation and support provided by the MJUSD Para, Ashley Gallardo, and country support from the YCOE and Human Health Services. The Wellness Center provides 15-minute coping breaks for the students that are overwhelmed or upset along with the clothing closet and hygiene products. Students use the space to gather themselves, rest, seek support, and be able to return back to class in a positive mindset and ready to learn. The Blazer Support Center continues to be beneficial to Lyndhurst students, staff, and families. Tomorrow is the grand opening of our Blazer Community Closet. Clothes, shoes, backpacks, and other items will be available. All students are welcome to come shop our free closet. Thursday, we will have our monthly food bank. Lyndhurst High School staff and student volunteers will be distributing Yuba Sutter food boxes in the South Lyndhurst High School parking lot. This event is open to the community. Food will be distributed on a first-come, first-served basis while supplies last. We hope everyone can join us and receive food. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, North South Lyndhurst and Lyndhurst High School for your presentations and updates. Next, we have opportunities for employee organizations to address the board. First up, Ms. Angela Stiegel, Marysville Unified Teachers Association.
Good evening. Just a few quick things. I want to start off with something that I mentioned last time, which was the drama production at Marysville High, and I told the board I would get you the times. And so Mrs. Bushnell's drama class is going to be putting on At the Mall, 1 o'clock tomorrow, which is their matinee, and then on Thursday and Friday they will be performing at 6 p.m., which is in what we call the South Aud, or the little auditorium at the high school. Entry is $2 a person. Donations are always accepted, and they would love to see you at any or all of their performances. They have really been working hard. They've been kind of burning the midnight oil, and they're really super excited, so they would love to have an audience, and any of you show up for them. That would be great. Also, I would like to give a big shout out and a congratulations to Fran Toon. Fran has been at Lyndhurst for many years and has been a wealth of knowledge out there working with ASB. And in the packet is her retirement, and she is going to be greatly, greatly missed. But we wish her the absolute best in retirement. Hope she gets to go off and rest and relax some and have some fun. But we wanted to acknowledge ton of work that she has done over the years, and just really been truly a gift and a blessing to Lyndhurst High, but to the district in general, and all the students that she has worked with within ASB, and also the certificated folks that she has worked with out there, but particularly also within doing activities in ASB there. Been a great help. Also want to kind of go off of what Mr. Crawford just said and hope everybody has an amazing week off. Hopefully everybody gets some much deserved R&R, but also hopefully everybody is safe and sound as well. And then we manage to get everybody back after that week off. Get a little rest, because after that we have 3 weeks until the end of the semester. Not that any of the people back here would have to be concerned about that at all, but we got that big 3-week push before the end of the semester. Also, it may be a little premature, but great job to FFA. I know them, I've seen them, I've met them. They are gonna be presenting for you all as well, and they're absolutely amazing and phenomenal human beings, as you already know, but I do wanna give them a big shout out since they're gonna be up here in a little bit also. And then last thing, on the not so positive front, but not against Marysville Joint Unified or any of your employees or anybody sitting up here. Just one quick little rail against Vector. Could we please do something else besides Vector for the teachers, for our professional development? It is one of the most useless programs, formats that we have ever come across in our lives. It is making professional development a nightmare. It's making it a particular nightmare for people to get compensated for said professional development. We now have not one, but 2 hoops we have to jump through for that, and the worst offender by all is Vector. We do have people here within the district who have tried mightily to work with them. Bob Eckert is one. Crystal Castro has to be pulling her hair out on the daily over Vector because she's the one that gets all the questions about it. But our district, Vector can't manage to get out of their own way either. Like the district has approached them about the fact they claim that we get these automatic emails we're supposed to be getting that say, hey, here's a professional development opportunity. We don't. The district has checked with them and they have said, our teachers are not getting these emails. And Vector said, oh yeah, all of the teachers are getting them, all 160 some odd of them. There are 550 some odd of us. So hey, Vector, you're doing a great job, bang up job of getting us all our emails. They can't even manage that. And along with having our CBO here, could we please not pay them any more money for said crummy services? But on a serious note for that, it really is making it difficult and it is discouraging people from participating in professional development. And so if we could find something else and if we could quit flushing money down the toilet to Vector, that would be phenomenally helpful and greatly appreciated. So along those lines, all of you enjoy your week off as well, hopefully. I know some of you won't have the whole week off, but you'll have a week off from this anyway. So enjoy and everybody stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. Operating Engineers Local Union number 3. Okay. California School Employees Association 326 and 648. Association of Management and Confidential Employees. Supervisory Unit. Moving on to public comments. Persons wishing to address the board under public comments or a specific agenda item prior to the board taking action must complete a public comments card, looks like this right here, and place it in the basket. Speakers will be invited to the podium in order of the public comments cards in order that they were received. Comments are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per speaker, 20 minutes total time for public input on each item per board bylaw 9323. We have a public comment card right here from Mr. Joe Hendricks. Joe, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening. Too often we in the community don't show up unless we're upset about something. And I was thinking about that today, so I wanted to come down here tonight and say, I appreciate you and thank you for focusing on the needs of the students and our students and children as you're doing your job and fulfilling your responsibilities. I know it's not easy. I know we may agree with you sometimes, disagree with you other times, but thank you. It shows that you are putting the children in the community first. So I appreciate that. The other thing is I was looking over the agenda for tonight. I see, I'm not going to talk about items, but I see career technical education on the agenda. And that's so encouraging in our community that you're focusing on getting the kids ready to go through any door when they graduate through Marysville. So it's really encouraging to see these things happening in our community. Again, thank you. And thank you to the staff who were probably voluntold to be here tonight.
Thank you, Joe. Now, Superintendent update, Mr. Jordan Reeves.
I do have a couple items, and I am actually looking at one right now. I want to let everybody know on, Friday, November 7th, California Department of Education Model School for Alternative Education paid a visit to our district. It's actually a little more in depth than that. There was essentially an application process for North-South Lyndhurst High School. Not everybody makes it through that application process, and next came the visitation process. So on Friday the 7th, community was part of that. It was actually an amazing event to have two people here from Department of Education representing them for our school, led by Principal David Jones, who's here in the audience. So David, I want to give it a shout out to not only you, your staff, your parents, your students for doing an amazing job at both of our alternative education campuses, which is absolutely huge. So fingers crossed, it went really well. David was not allowed in the room. I would say probably 15 to 20 people in there, and probably the most genuine just praise that was put on you, David, and your staff for the amazing job that you guys are doing. So absolutely thankful for that. And essentially winners, for lack of better terms, will be announced in February. So again, fingers crossed. I know the committee that came here was very positive and optimistic. So I think you're going to get it. So hopefully you do. But again, shout out to all your teachers, staff members, students, parents, everybody, because it's certainly a collaborative community effort. So again, thank you for that. Also on that theme, we have the Golden Bell Awards. I want to thank Lori Guy for spearheading that. That is going to be Wednesday, December 3rd at CSBA Convention, California School Board Association in Sacramento. And again, our district will be recognized for the UPK3 literacy plan. So Lori and I will be there accepting the Golden Bell on behalf of Marysville Joint, which again is a huge representation of the many teachers, community members, staff members in our district. So we're excited about that as well. And to echo the sentiments of Angela and Frank, happy Thanksgiving break. Be safe, enjoy time with your friends and family, and hopefully everybody, not hopefully, want everybody to come back well rested and safe after your break. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reeves. Now for presentations, Marysville High School FFA program. Where's he going?
I thought we were going to shake hands. I wanted to get a jump on it.
Good evening, MJUSD Cabinet and Board of Trustees. On behalf of Marysville FFA, our advisors, and our officers, I would like to thank you all for this opportunity to present and talk to you guys a little bit more about our chapter. With us today, we have our advisors and our 8 officers. Last May, all 8 of us, alongside a group of our peers, went through an application process, followed by an interview to which the top 12 members were introduced to our members so that they could decide who they thought best to lead our chapter through the next year. It is my pleasure to introduce you to this year's officer team. We have our parliamentarian, Austin Johnson, our historian, Gracie Oliver, our sentinel, Jairo Silva, our reporter, Miranda Joseph, our treasurer, Bailey Endicott, our secretary, Evan McNally, our vice president, Claire Cross, and myself, Bailey Springer, as chapter president. I would like to start today by talking a little bit about the history of ag education, to show where it all started and how FFA and our chapter has gotten to where it is today. In 1917, the Smith-Hughes Act authorized federal government oversight of a portion of high school curricula for vocational education. In 1928, Future Farmers of America was founded and Marysville FFA chartered, or in other words, established. In 1982, California piloted FFA affiliation, and California Ed Code 52454 ensured that all ag classes were intracurricular, and that all students enrolled in these ag classes were required to be a part of FFA and to have an SAE. In 1983, the Ag Incentive Grant funded for the very first time and has continued to be the longest standing grant in the state of California. In 1988, FFA changed its name from Future Farmers of America to the National FFA Organization, recognizing that not all members will be farmers, and to push the mission statement of FFA of premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through ag education. And finally, in 2025, Marysville FFA came home from nationals with the 2-star National Chapter Award. Moving a little further into Marysville FFA, our chapter has a total of 352 members. Some things unique about our chapter is our floral business, our science-based classrooms for our agri-science pathway, our ag mech shop, welding shop, and wood shop, our ag leadership class that meets at 7:10 in the morning, and our Marjorie McGill Agricultural Complex, also known as our newly renovated barn. With this barn comes a mandarin and apple tree orchard, 2 greenhouses, and a 1 shaded hoop house.
Marysville's FFA's purpose is to have hands-on learning, real-world agricultural experiences, and personal growth. We want all of our members to leave Marysville FFA and Marysville High School knowing that they can do this and that they have a career in mind. By doing this, we promote community engagement, servant leadership, and effective public speaking skills. So our members know that in their future, that they should be involved in their community and to be able to serve around them and to have effective public speaking skills.
As Bailey covered in the timeline, Marysville FFA has been protected by the Ed Code since 1982. The Ed Code is what allows our chapter to be inside the curriculum. And since then, we've created the 4-ring model to tie it back to our purpose. For our first ring, we have student leadership participation. Myself and my fellow team host 2 meetings each month, which is our chapter and our lunchtime activities. Last month, we invited the Yuba River Endowment to our chapter meeting, in which we played water games and they displayed what opportunities they provide. Also, last month, we had our lunchtime activity, which was walking into ag, where my team and I displayed the career and leadership development activities, competition teams that we do. And for our second ring, we have our classroom. Thanks to our amazing advisors, we do not read from a book. We do more hands-on projects such as labs. My favorite lab in my ag biology class my freshman year was our pig dissection. Not only in this pig dissection, we were doing hands-on projects, but I was learning life skills. And for our third ring, we have our community service. Thanks to our community, they support us with everything we do, and we like to give back by requiring 5 hours of community service each semester. And for our last ring, we have our supervised agriculture experience. Each member inside of the FFA is required to have 100 hours of an agriculturally related hands-on project. For my SAE project, I raised hogs for the past 3 years at the Yuba Center Fair.
At Marysville FFA, we offer a variety of different pathways. These include our 7:10 in the morning Ag Leadership class, where our students get to show up, learn real-life skills such as leadership, how to put on events, and how to learn stuff like taxes and how to pick out a college. We also offer our agri-science pathway, which is one of our science replacement classes. This gives students the opportunity to learn skills such as testing water quality or learning how to properly cook a steak. We also offer animal science, where our students learn about the biology of animals and how to practice these veterinary techniques. In plant science, our students get the opportunity to learn about soil quality and soil health, and how it impacts the crops that we grow. We offer floral to some of our members, and these members in floral get to learn about how to identify different flowers, build hands-on arrangements, and learn how to track the finances required for these arrangements. We offer ag mechanics as well, which is another elective for our students. This pathway allows our students to work in the wood shop and the welding shop, and this has truly impacted me because due to this class, I have learned that I want to be a welder in the future. And we also offer for our seniors, those who may not be participating in a pathway that lasts 4 years, Ag, Civics, and Econ. This is a way for them to earn their A through G requirements while still participating in agriculture and getting those experiences. And starting this year, we offered our Intro to Agriculture class, allowing our students, our freshmen, to get a little taste of each and every pathway by participating in little bits and pieces throughout the school year as their units.
Okay. As Bailey previously covered, SAE is required for all ag students. My SAE is raising pigs for both Yuba Center Fair and livestock shows. I also breed pigs. Some things you can do in your SAE are ag-related jobs and some internships which are offered by the district. Some of these benefits are different awards, different careers, and leadership skills in general.
Another thing that Marysville FFA offers are our competition teams. First, we have our CDE teams career development events, where they get to do a lot of hands-on skills that they learn inside the classroom and compete with others around them. With that, we have vet science, floral, auctioneering, AT, co-op, ag welding, and meat judging.
For our LDE teams, our leadership development events, those are more of our public speaking contests, where we have impromptu, extemporaneous, creed, prepared, job interview, Spanish creed, and Parley Pro. With these events, we travel all across California, and we get to compete with the people around us. For me personally, creed has absolutely changed my life. That is the reason why I'm here today.
Each year, we offer our members an opportunity to go to these amazing conferences. Last year in 2025, we took 15 members to Green Hand Leadership Conference, 7 members to MFE, or Made for Excellence, 8 members to Advanced Leadership Academy, and 37 members to State Conference. I was one of those 37 members and came into it with an open mind and allowed it to change me for the good. I took home leadership skills and became a more positive person and a better member. We also took 14 members to nationals, and out of those 14 members, 7 of those members were national degree recipients.
As my team covered, not only is FFA beyond the classroom, but it's also beyond high school. This year, we got the opportunity to go to nationals. We took 14 members. Out of those 14 members, 7 of them were American degree recipients. This is the highest degree you can receive in FFA. With going to nationals, we got the opportunity to apply for the National Chapter Star. With this National Chapter Star degree, we planned events that fell into these categories. With these categories, we received 2 out of the 3 stars. And when going to nationals, we got the opportunity to receive this award in front of 71,000 members.
Beyond the 2-star chapter award, we have other individual members also winning their own awards. To start it off, we had a state natural proficiency award, an agri-science project go to state finals. We had a member participate for 2 years in the national band. We had a state Spanish finalist. We had a fab contest, and we had our Marysville team get in first place. And then we had a vet science team finish 7th overall in the state.
Our chapter is a very unique chapter. I would like to highlight some activities that we have already been in or that we are going to be in. This year, we get to work. This year, we had 10 Marysville FFA students apply to be in section office. 2 out of those 10 made the section team. We are also working with the university to go take soil samples. Also, during Degree Week, we have Green Hand Day. This is a day that where we focus on first-year members so they can learn what they want to do with the rest of their high school career and participating in FFA.
Over the years, Marysville FFA has won many awards, but we don't want to limit ourselves to these awards we've already won. We have set a couple goals that we hope to achieve within the next couple of years. We would love to have a state-winning CDE or LDE team. We would love to have more 4-year accomplishers. And next year, we hope to come home from National Convention with the 3-star National Chapter Award. Thank you guys so much again for this opportunity, and we realize that this is not the typical presentation, so if you have any questions, please ask. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, we're very, very proud of you guys. All the hard work that you put in. How many of you all are going to college? Wow. You know, and that's attributed to all the hard work you're doing and really the instructors and advisors you guys have for the program. That goes without saying is definitely a big support for you, as well as your parents supporting the program and our community. So thank you. Thank you very much for coming up here. Memorize speeches. My gosh, I have to have notes. Very impressive, and I'm really, really proud of each and every one of you guys. Thank you.
You make us proud.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just want to add, when I judged you guys, I gave you all very high scores, so I want you to know that if you remember that I was in the room. So great job for all of you, because I know all of you got up there and spoke, so very impressive. So Thank you for your hard work and being great examples for student leadership. Appreciate it.
Great, thank you. Yeah. Moving on to number 10, Superintendent. 10.1, approval of the October 28th, 2025 regular board meeting minutes. Members of the board, are there any noted corrections? If not, do I have a motion to approve? Oliver Taylor, motions, and a second? Gary Criddle. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And one abstained. Motion carries. Ten point two, approval of the consent agenda items. We will now approve the consent agenda items 12.1 through 14.5. Is there any item that the board would like to pull for further clarification at this time? If not, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items 12.1 through 14.5?
Motion to approve.
Mr. Crawford has a motion to approve on the floor. Do I have a second? Mr. Sesteman, the second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No. Motion carries 7-0. New business. 15.1 Annual Organizational Meeting of the Board of Trustees. It is recommended that the board hold an annual organization meeting on 12/9/2025 at 6:30 p.m.
I can go and add to that. Our annual organization meeting, the board will elect board president, vice president, clerk. We will also, in that meeting, have our calendar for the 2026 year for board meetings. So it's my recommendation that the board approve item 15.1.
Any questions from board members? If not, do I have a motion to hold the annual organization meeting on December 9th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m.? Mr. Yang. And a second, Mr. Criddle, Gary Criddle. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Skipping 16, no new business. 17, new business, educational services. Approve the Career Technical Education Facilities Program, CTEFP, grant application for funding for the Lyndhurst High School Pathway, Heating, Ventilation, Air Conditioning, HVAC Pathway. Mr. Bob Eckhart will address the board.
Good evening. Bob Eckert, Assistant Superintendent of Ed Services. Nice to see you guys, board, Superintendent Reeves, cabinet members, public, and Marysville FFA. Good job, by the way, guys. All right. So what we have here is there is the California Career Technical Education Facilities Project, funded through Prop 2. What it allows for is we can put forward an application for either new construction, equipment upgrades, or remodeling. And what we are looking at doing at Lyndhurst High School is to create an HVAC program. And I'll give you a little bit of history here. So what we are looking for with CTE used to be vocational, depending on how far you go back to. Right now with CTE and with school in general, there's college and there's career, right? And we do a really good job, and for the longest time, that's what we focused on, which was the college part. Not every student wants to go or is designed to go to college, so they need to have another opportunity. They need to have other pathways. When I went to high school, CTE or vocational classway, they were just fun classes. You know, we had taxidermy, fly tying, we had all sorts of things, and they were great classes, but they weren't gonna go anywhere. Now, we need to be much more targeted, and the state and the nation has recognized we need to be more targeted with this. So within our area, did some research, and using the data from the Far North Consortium, which develops LMI, local labor metric indicator, what are the jobs in this area that there is a need for? Within the HVAC industry, over the next 3 years, there's going to be about an initial 500 new jobs over the next 3 years. That's a trend that just keeps increasing. It's about a 2% increase from there. And if we're looking at those particular jobs, we're also looking for high wage, high interest, high demand jobs. The HVAC, anything in construction, if you're building a house in California, if you're building anything in California, you better have it cooled. So we need to have students in the community that graduate that are ready to take that next step. And for us, that next step would be going into probably a local union like 228, who does support this. Some statistics. A high school grad, on average, just a high school diploma, no extra certification, no bachelor's degree, whatever, is gonna earn about $47,000 a year, okay? Within the HVAC field, just with this, going through this program and then the additional training necessary, the average annual range there is going to be anywhere from $60,000 to $80,000. Creating opportunities for students to find a path that they enjoy and that it is something that they can actually earn a living at, okay, that they can make a career out of it. And that's just the medium. It goes up from there. So this $6 million grant that we're asking for, $3 million would be the state. We're asking for $3 million there. We have to match it with $3 million. Would create about an 8,000 square foot HVAC facility at Lyndhurst High School. It would be developed in conjunction with local industry partners so that it is state-of-the-art industry. So what the students are being trained on, the labs that they're going through, this is real world things in real time. So that when they get out, they are seeing what they're gonna see in the actual industry and in the actual business. And that is the HVAC site at Lyndhurst High School. I could probably go for a little bit longer, but I think I'm getting long-winded here. Questions on this? The recommendation, what I'm asking for is approval of this plan so that we can submit the application on December 1st.
Bob, I got a couple questions. Great presentation, thank you. And you know what, you're right. The HVAC program through LMI data, if I'm not mistaken, it ranks in the top 4 out of all industries. So we're hitting the nail definitely with a large hammer. How many students are we looking at potentially serving this program?
So when the program is running on full speed, and by full speed it takes 4 years to get up to that piece with the introductory class, concentrator, secondary concentrator, and capstone, 125 students a year annually, larger base, and then it slowly thins its way down.
And next question. Is there any considerations at this point, and it may be a little premature, so I apologize ahead of time, that, because I know we have other things that we're working on here for CT, about having any of the students from Marysville being able to partake in that program, or Lyndhurst coming this direction?
There has always been a policy of reciprocity for students going from one school to the other. The easy ones to come off, there is a number of students who come from Marysville High School, go over to Lyndhurst High School for the junior ROTC program, and likewise, we've got students coming over from Lyndhurst High School over to the dental program. So the bus already goes, and if there are students that want to move over, just for that particular class, absolutely.
Great, thank you. Members, do you have any questions for Mr. Eckert?
Just a couple questions. So, thank you for asking the number of students impacted. Of those students who are going to actually go through this program, is there going to be a industry accepted certification for these students when they come out, or do they have to go through a internship or some sort of apprenticeship before they could actually get industry level wage? Not a job, but industry level wage?
Right, so good question. So within this program, there are some industry level certifications that they will be graduating with. OSHA 10 would be one of them. CPR, first aid CPR would be another one. Now, I think your question is specific to, will they have an industry certificate where they can go out in the real world and start to practice and get hired? They will still need to have that secondary training through either a local trade organization, or if there's a private, I don't know of a private, but if there's a private institute out there, I think UTI might be the only one, but that's auto-centered.
So we don't have a plan for a pathway for these students to go and complete some sort of certification then, to tell them, hey, when you finish this program, you need to go to these programs in order to get your certification. Because OSHA 10 and CPR,
right,
it won't get you an HVAC job, right?
No, they won't. And there is no level of certification that you can offer at a high school that will get you that at this point. We do have, this is a high school, high school secondary level pathway where it gets introductory into the field, more advanced techniques, so that by the time they're ready, similar to many of the other pathways we go through that are a little bit more advanced. For dental would be a perfect example of one, where they go through, they get industry certification, but to get that next final certification, there is that post-secondary school that they're going to have to go to.
Yeah, I asked that because, like, for college, for example, there's a pathway, right? We tell kids take A through G, and then these are the schools you should attend, right?
Right.
So we don't have, I know that we have probably 4 years to work this out, but we don't have a pathway to tell these kids you need to go and get an apprenticeship from these private partners or go to another school in order to get those certifications then.
Well, yes. I mean, as far as like the nitty gritty of what would like internships look like, we will be working with local organizations so that they can job shadow.
Okay.
But, to that extent, it's handing them off to that next institution. And in this particular case would be local 228. That is that next institution to finish their training and put them directly into a trade on the path to a journeyman.
Okay. And then the next question is actually for Jen. 17.1 and 17.2, because this is one of the same. The $3 million match is actually coming out of the capital outlay fund, so capital fund 40. I'm assuming that this is displacing some other projects, right? That we have, because we have a backlog of projects that needs to be done. We have a lot of backlog, right?
We have a lot of backup, yes.
Yeah, so remind me how much is in the Fund 40 and potentially what projects are we displacing in order to move $6 million from the capital outlay?
Well, we may not be misplacing, we just wouldn't do some projects that may come up, but
we'd have to prioritize. Displacing or delaying, yeah, right? So which projects are we delaying if we're moving $6 million?
Projects that are not even identified yet. We don't have everything identified for capital 40, or for capital outlay fund 40. We have currently around I'm going from memory, 8 million in there, and then we have another 8 million coming in from the state reimbursement program. And then we also still have developer fees that also for growth. And you could argue that this is growth for our district.
Jen, that's a one-to-one match, right? One-to-one?
The one-on-one match.
So is any of that match on our end, can that be in kind at all?
Can it be what, I'm sorry?
In kind?
No, it's
So
not.
it's all
It's
one-to-one.
one-to-one.
Okay, thank you. Well, I will eventually, yeah. Do you have a question? You in it for Bob? All right. Good stuff, Bob. Thank you. With that, can I get a motion to approve 17.1, approve of the Career Technical Education Facilities Program, CTEFP grant? Mr. Crawford, and a second. Mrs. Steeman, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Bob. And then you have the floor on 17.2.
17.2 is going to sound a lot like 17.1. This is, however, at Marysville High School, and it will be the creation of an electrical pathway. Again, very similar to HVAC. The LMI in the area is showing where there's construction, you're gonna need specialized trades. The projection is per year. They're gonna be looking for about 867 new job openings annually for the electrical trades, or I'm sorry, 867 over the course of 3 years. So it's definitely a high demand field. Unfortunately, or fortunately, this trade, they can go into and start working with other organizations, local electricians, things like that, and kind of work their way up. There is not a local electric union here in the Yuba Sutter area. There is one in Sacramento. We are working with them in terms of the planning and design for that. The closest we have on the other end to a school specifically for this, an actual school, is Lineman School, which is in Oroville, which is a fantastic program. And again, we're talking about creating an interest and developing skills at the high school level that by the time they get out, they have an idea of this is the trade I want to be in. They will have skills to be able to either enter that trade at a very early level or go into a post-secondary training facility for more advanced skills for even higher development. The size of the facility is about the same. It's about an 8,000 square foot facility. Again, with all of the modern, I'm just going to say widgets that you're going to need and need to be able to use effectively in that field. And we're looking again for a motion to approve this application so that we can submit it to CDE. Questions?
So 50% of is received from the
Correct. Yes. You're welcome.
Actually, do we have a number of students already that are interested in either one of these programs?
We do. There are interests, and I'm going to use just some knowledge that I have from my previous employment where our job was to train people in local trades. There was a high interest of students coming out of high school that were interested in both the HVAC trade and the electrician's trade. Specifically, the electrician's trade was something that we could not help them with locally because there was nothing there. But they would have, and they would often say, I wish there was something in high school to where I could have at least tried something. So, yes. But there was not a survey done of students if that's, we talked to our advisory committee, but that was it.
So we don't have a specific number. So I would say more or less have maybe a poll of people, because it's quite a bit that we can justify, trying to do it on both areas, but not having somebody else that, stated they really want to know and have these trades. We want to make sure that we're going to get a great return on the investment, right, and be able to, have the students that actually have the opportunity to do so.
Right. I will say that what we have seen at both of the high schools is classes that are involved in the trades, whether it's the auto class at Lyndhurst High School, ag mech classes at both Marysville and Lyndhurst, the woodshop class at at Marysville High School. There is a high interest, high demand for these construction trades, for these pieces, and I would be remiss to think that it would be anything short of that. Those classes are full.
Does the board have any other questions? Then can I get a motion to approve 17.2? Mr. Crawford, and a second. Seth Steeman, thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Bob, you've got 17.3 as well.
Should have worn more comfortable shoes. Forgot I was going to be up here. Okay, so 17.3 is the first read on Board Policy 5145.13, Response to Immigration Enforcement, and 5141, Healthcare and Emergency Caregiver Authorization Affidavit. Both of these are being revised to be in line with California Education Code and CSBA recommendations. If there's any questions, I'll go ahead and take those.
Board have any questions? If not, can I get a motion to approve? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
New Business Personnel Services. Mr. See, there's a second. 18.1, Dr. Gabe Simon.
Good evening, trustees, superintendent, the public, and cabinet as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave you out, cabinet. It's okay. This is the board policies we brought to a first read at the last board meeting. This is up for action. These are the 4,000, which are favorites in personnel because they all involve personnel. So we refer to these a lot. These have not been updated since 2008 and are aligned with CSBA's recommended policies.
Any questions for Gabe? This is an actionable item. Do I have a motion to approve? Motion to approve. Mr. Crawford, and a second. Seth Steinman, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Dr. Simon, you have 18.2 as well.
Yes, we have a side letter of agreement with Operating Engineers 3. This involves our bus driver classification. Bus drivers back in the early 2000s were given a board-approved 2.5% increase for their compensation. We realized with the retirement of a bus driver ending their employment that increase was listed in our system as an add-on, which doesn't make it PERSable or eligible for retirement. So we're taking compensation that already exists and moving it on the salary schedule. Range 20 for bus drivers will now be at range 21, which is almost exactly a 2.5% increase. So it's an increase in compensation they're already receiving. We're just making it PERSable so they can claim it in their retirement.
Any questions? Then do I have a motion to approve? Mr. Fuhrer? Who had the second? Mr. Criddle? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Dr. Simon, you got 18.3.
Sure do. This is a proposed increased substitute rates for a very specific purpose. Our staff went to a frontline training, which is our system we use for absence management, and came back with some great ideas on how to boost our substitute pool. We're always looking for more subs. Some days we're short subs, and then we have to ask teachers to help on their preps and split classes, and we're trying to avoid that. This would allow our retirees to get an increased rate of an additional $25, and then also our frequent flyers, our subs that sub 75 days or more would get a bump in their daily rate as well. So we're rewarding people that are committed to our district, hopefully stealing some away from other counties and districts, and then encouraging our retirees to come back and work beyond their 15 days.
Thank you. Board, do you have any questions for Dr. Simon? If not, can I get a motion to approve? Mr. Crawford, and a second. Oliver Taylor on a second. All in favor? No opposed. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. 18.4, sir.
18.4 and 18.5 are similar. They're listed as a public hearing, but a public hearing is not required, so I apologize for that error. Public disclosure is all that's required and an action to approve the Sunshine proposal. This is our Marysville Joint Unified School District Sunshining, which articles we'd like to negotiate with our Teachers Association, MUTA. And then the next item, which we'll consider separately, is MUTA proposing their items to negotiate. We each are allowed to propose up to 4 articles in addition to salary and benefits.
Any questions for Dr. Simon? Actionable item, can I get a motion to approve 18.4? Seth Steinman. And a second. Yang. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 7-0. And 18.5, sir. Mr. Fuhrer on the first. Could I have a second, please, on 18.5? Mr. Crawford? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Our next regular scheduled board meeting is December 9th, 2025. This meeting is now adjourned.